He said I made him the man he is today. He just never thought I'd be the one to unmake him. They say love makes you blind, but no one tells you how sweet that blindness feels. How warm it is to believe in someone so completely, you'd bet your soul on their goodness. That's who I was when I met him, the girl who believed in potential, not perfection. I was 26, newly promoted at a marketing firm in Lagos, working late nights, eating cheap takeout, chasing dreams that never seemed to slow down long enough for me to catch them. And then there was him, Adrian. He didn't walk into my life, he slid into it. Smooth, confident, charming in that effortless way that makes your heartbeat sound like music you don't remember turning on. We met at a friend's birthday dinner. He sat 2 seats away, talking about startups and ambition, with that spark in his eyes that made every word sound like a promise. And I remember thinking, God, I've never met anyone like him before. He wasn't rich, but he spoke like someone who would be. He didn't have everything, but he had drive, and I had enough love, patience, and intelligence to believe we could build something together. And we did. For 2 years, I was his calm. His planner, his cheerleader, his late-night brainstorm partner. We talked about business plans the way some couples talk about wedding plans. He'd call me at midnight, saying, "Babe, I think I figured out the pitch deck. Can you look it over?" And I would. Every single time. I built presentations. Rewrote proposals. Connected him with people from my office who could help. I taught him how to navigate corporate meetings, how to speak in rooms that once made him nervous. And slowly, the world started opening up for him. Every milestone he reached, every small victory, felt like ours. Until, one day, it didn't. It started small, the way betrayal always does. A missed call here. A busy weekend there. A text that took a little too long to get a reply. You don't want to believe it at first. You tell yourself people change because life gets heavier, not because they're carrying someone else. But the truth, it has a sound. A low, constant hum that grows louder every time you ignore it. The first real crack appeared on an ordinary Tuesday. I'd stopped by his apartment after work, like I always did. He wasn't expecting me. And that day, I wish I hadn't gone. There was a perfume in the air, floral, expensive, not mine. His jacket was on the couch. 2 glasses of wine on the table. And the faintest trace of red lipstick on the rim of one. He froze when I walked in, then smiled that nervous smile of his and said, "Oh, babe, you're early." No explanations. No apologies. Just that same charm he always used to talk his way out of things. I wanted to believe him, I really did. He said it was a client. A meeting. A casual hangout that looked wrong but wasn't. I forced myself to nod, but something inside me cracked quietly. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling and asked myself why love felt more like labor lately. Why I was doing all the building, and he was doing all the taking. But I pushed the thought aside, because that's what love-trained women do. We make excuses for the men we believe in. Weeks passed. The lies got prettier, and the truth got louder. Late-night meetings. Secretive phone calls. A new cologne. A sudden interest in traveling for business. He said he was building something new. What I didn't know was, I was the foundation he was using to build someone else's dream. The final straw came 2 months later, at a dinner I'd planned to celebrate his biggest contract yet. I'd helped him prepare the proposal, rewrite his pitch, even loan him money for printing materials. He walked into that restaurant glowing, smiling, but he didn't come alone. The woman beside him was beautiful, in that polished, practiced kind of way. Her hand rested lightly on his arm. And when she saw me, her expression didn't flicker. It was as if she already knew who I was, and what I wasn't anymore. He froze. I smiled. And in that moment, I understood something. Sometimes, love doesn't end with a breakup. It ends with a realization. The realization that the person you built was quietly planning your demolition. He didn't apologize that night. Didn't explain. Didn't chase me when I stood up and walked away. And that silence hurt more than any lie ever could. That was the night I stopped crying and started thinking. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't try to win him back. Because I knew something he didn't. When a woman like me stops loving you, she doesn't walk away empty-handed. She walks away with a plan.